Are we ready? I think I am going to get started because we want to be mindful of your time. So I will tell you that my name is Tammy Long. You can probably read it in the square. And my personal development journey started, it was like around convention, Young Living Convention 2018. I had gone to convention with a friend of mine I live in a very small town. We traveled to convention together. And Eric Worre and Mel Robbins spoke that year. And those are two very, very powerful speakers. A lot of mindset without really saying mindset, but a lot of just basically, this is what I want and this is how I'm going to get it type thing. So I kind of started dabbling with personal development. Right after convention, you're all excited. On the plane ride home, we had all these plans about how we were going to do personal development. So I started looking for like podcasts and audiobooks and books and using conscious language the way that I understood it at the time. I now have a completely different understanding of conscious language. And basically what my friend and I decided to do is we were going to put the energy out there and we were just going to think things into existence. For a lack of a better way of putting it, that's the way that we were going to make things happen. We were going to host classes and we were going to envision all of these people coming. We were going to help people and they were just going to show up knowing that we would help them, just things like that. And I started to kind of shift. My mind started to shift and I didn't realize it at the time because I was making such little steps, but I didn't feel like I fit in anywhere. All of a sudden, the friend circles that I had, I didn't really know where I fit anymore. And I didn't know that at the time it was because I was changing the way that I was viewing things. I was changing the way that I thought about things and the people around me weren't doing the work. So now I felt like I was in a place of limbo. I didn't really know where I fit in. I didn't know where the next step was. And then I saw an ad for Iconic. So that is it used to be every 18 months, Melissa Pepping would put this event on and it's within driving distance of my house. It's like 4 hours away and the price was right. There were still tickets available. And I thought, you know what? I'm not even going to tell anybody on my team that I'm going. I'm just going to get in the car and I'm going to go. I stayed in the hotel by myself. I drove down by myself. And when I got there, I was pleasantly surprised that she had assigned us tables. So I didn't have an assigned seat per se, but she had assigned 8 people per table. So table number 55, like, okay. So I go to table number 55 and I introduced myself. I think I was one of the first people there. So as people would come, I would stand up and shake their hand. This was, before everything that's going on right now. Introduce myself, try to connect with them on social media if that was a thing, and just really get to know the people and why they were there. I didn't know why I was doing it. I was just curious. I wanted to meet some new people. So at that table, I met the person who introduced me to Basics. And when she told me that she went to Basics, she kept repeating it. I'm like, why would you keep doing the same thing over and over again? And she giggled at me. And now I know why she giggled, because as you work your mind, as you realize things, you have to keep doing the work. Your mind is like a muscle. So you don't expect to go to the gym and have amazing arms like our friend Lene without repetition, without putting that work in consistently. And your mind is the same way. If you don't work your mind, you lose it. So round 1 of Basics for me was in April of 2019. And I was really excited and I was all nervous that I wasn't going to get in because you have to apply the first time and then they review your application. And I actually did it backwards and I sent my payment in and then I applied. And because of convention, it had gotten delayed a week. And I was all nervous that, oh my goodness, I sent my money in and now she's not going to accept me. Well, thankfully she did. She was just, because she had so many applications after convention and she truly does go through each one of them. So got in and I did try a few mastermind groups. I tried a few mentors and it just wasn't a good fit. So like for the first year or so, I kind of did basic solo, just went in, did the modules, did the mindset work, read the books, studied the books, read the podcast, stuff like that. And I think it was about the time I started my second year that the group that you now know as the Unstoppables we came together in the form of a mastermind group. And basically, what we were going to do is help each other study the things that we were learning in basics, and then how to apply them to life, because I felt that was the piece that was missing for me. Like, I can do all of this study, but unless I put it into practice, why am I doing all the work? So I believe that each one of us, there's 5 of us in this group, each one of us has a very unique personality, a very different background, different life experiences. And then when we come together, I think our group actually has a personality, and it has a lot of traits when you put all 5 of us together. When one or the other of us is not here, like Susie just got married and she was understandably gone for a couple of weeks, the energy of our group was different. It was still good, but when all of the parts are there and all of the parts are working, there's just something about the energy of that group. We celebrate, those highs are higher, and when we need help, when we need support, the other 4 people have a way of lifting us up and building us up, and we don't get stuck in those ruts like we used to. We learn how to be able to think through that and see, like, around it, through it, what is beyond what I'm going through right now, so we don't have to dwell on the pain point that used to hang me up sometimes for months. I never set goals before basics. I was always raised, I'm Midwest girl, and taught simply to be grateful for what you have and don't be greedy, don't ask for more. And I now know that that's not entirely true either, because as Mary Young says, money in the hands of good people can do amazing things. So, and it's not, if I take a bigger piece, it's not like there's a pie and then there's less left for everybody else. There's an infinite, this pie is never ending. So I now have goals, which I have shared with my family. And since I have shared them with my family, we kind of work together. We started raising bees this year, and that was something that I've wanted to do for a long time. And I kind of thought that was going to be a solo project. And the more I shared with my son and my husband, the more they got excited. And now we each have a different role in this, but it's something, it has become a family project. So just being able to communicate that stuff and seeing it just makes my heart happy when things all come together like that. Goals, I think of goals like, if you can imagine a farmer plowing a field, he doesn't look down. He has to find a spot on the horizon. So he has to find a spot that's ahead of him so that his rows stay straight. Otherwise, he's going to be all over the place, right? And goal setting is like that. If you don't know where you're going, you're not going to be able to take the shortest point to get there. Stay focused on your goal. And when you realize your goal, there's always going to be another one. There's always going to be more. So, gratitude journaling, I think, was the thing that helped me unlock creativity. I usually try to start my day, and I don't actually have a journal. I take a scrap of paper and I write down, for some reason with me, it has to be odd numbers. If I'm not feeling terribly creative, it's 3 things. Most days it's 5 things. Some days it's 7 things. If I come up with 6, I have to push myself to come up with that other odd number. So when you come from a place of gratitude and you have that frequency and that mindset that you're going to look for the good, that is what you find. If you are down and depressed and negative all the time, you're going to find more of that. I choose happy. So the benefits for me, as I said before, I'm able to rebound more quickly when I come to like a roadblock, or when I come to something that I perceive as an obstacle. My fellow unstoppables are able to just say, well, why don't you try this? Why don't you try this? And it's like another set of eyes that speak the same language that I'm speaking. And it's like, oh yeah, why didn't I see that? So it also helps navigate conflicts so that we don't get hung up on that frustration, because that used to get me. If I could not make somebody see the way that I looked at things, I had a hard time getting past that. And now it's like, you know what? I respect that you have an opinion, I have an opinion, and we don't need to agree, and that's okay. I can move past that, and I don't get hung up on it anymore. So that was a huge thing for me to be able to overcome. And I think that's about it.
Okay. Thanks, Tammy, for sharing. So I'm up next. My name is Shelby Corwin. In case you don't know me, I'm from Oklahoma. And I've been doing personal development, or basics is what got me started in personal development for 2 years. 2 years. And I am not the person that I was yesterday or the person that I was 2 years ago. And it's amazing to lock arms with these women and see how far we've truly come using, we all met through basics, but really it's personal development and becoming more aware of who you are and where you're going and what's to come, right? So I've been doing that for 2 years. I was a pretty positive person, positive Patty, as Sherry said today. I thought that was so funny. I had never heard that. I was a pretty positive person before basics. I really didn't do personal development. I mean, I went to church, and so I did my like my gratitude, my prayers. I lived a pretty positive life, but I would have now I know I wouldn't have the right thinking with it, right? So I would be positive and I would say these things out loud, but what was I thinking on the inside, right? And I had tried to do some personal development, but I wasn't quite ready. So I encourage you guys to listen tonight to everything that we each speak to and take the golden nuggets. And what you take is what you take, right? We're not all ready for everything, but what you are ready for, you will receive. So just be open your hearts, open your ears, get some pen and paper, and just be ready to receive some awesomeness. For me, you guys know me, I always lead with you. I care about you and your family, and you are the thermostat for your house, and you have to take care of you because no one else will. Okay. So what I want you to do is make time for yourself tonight. I'm going to give you some questions. I'm going to give you 3 questions to journal on tonight. Okay. You can think about them, but I really want you guys to focus and hear everybody. So just jot these down to really take time for yourself before bed and journal on this. Okay. So, all right. And make sure you date your paper. I know Tammy doesn't have a journal, but I have a journal and I love to go back and read things. I keep all of my text messages, you guys. I love to go back and reflect on where I've come. All right. So make sure if you're going to journal that you date it so you can see where you've come, right? Okay. So question number 1, what is your goal or your vision? Okay. If you don't necessarily have like a goal, you have a vision. Where are you going? What do you want? Where do you see yourself in 5 years and 10 years, whichever one you prefer? Oh, and the oil that I'm using before I dive in any further is transformation. I'm actually holding it because I think the frequency is just in line with me tonight and also just this whole month. It's amazing. Plus it's the purple bottle, and I'm always drawn to purple because I love purple. So does Sherry. So transformation is amazing. If you guys haven't used it, it's just really, really good. And we're going to transform our lives, right? We're going to transform our lives. Okay. So what do you truly want? Okay. What is your goal? What is your vision? What do you truly want? If money was not an object, if people's judgment was not an object, if it was just you and your dream and your goal and your vision, what do you want? Like Tammy said, if you don't have a direct purpose, if you don't have a place to go, I love that analogy, Tammy. I love that. I'd never heard about that. The farmer, like the horizon, it's perfect. That's brilliant, right? So what is your goal and vision? And what do you truly want? Okay. Not what your spouse wants, not what your kids want, not what your parents want, what you want. Okay. Number 2, what are your main thoughts? Okay. What are you truly thinking during the day? Are you thinking? I will tell you, when I first started basics, and I heard, like, people don't think. I'm like, what the heck? Yes, they do. People think all the time. Okay, I kid you not. I had an aha moment. I was standing at the stove, boiling water. I don't even know, cooking. And my mind was just blank. not blank like in a like blank, it was just blank, you know. I mean, I was using my five senses, right? So the pot's boiling, I'm looking at it, I'm thinking about dinner because that's what I'm making. Maybe if I heard something in the background, I would think about their conversation. I was letting my mind be led by my outward appearance, or not appearance, but my outward, what was going on around me, right? Your five senses, your taste, your touch, your smell, your everything like that. When you have a vision or a goal, I encourage you to really be focusing on that. Focus your thoughts, right? Focus your thoughts. What are you thinking? Are you even thinking positive things? Are you thinking negative things? What? No. Listen, we got to think positive thoughts about ourselves. If we are thinking all these negative things, like Tammy had mentioned earlier, and I'm sure other people will, where your focus goes, energy flows. Is that right? Yes, I always get that backwards. That's right. And so if you're thinking negative, then you're going to create more negative things. So what are you thinking? Think about your goal and your vision. Think about positive thoughts. Maybe your goal is fitness, like Lene will talk about later. If you're sitting there thinking, I'm so fat, I can't eat this. Oh, I'm going to overeat tonight. No. What if your child said that? I was like, oh, I'm so fat. What are you going to tell them? Don't think that. Don't think that. Then why do we think that about ourselves? Okay. Be positive. Love yourself. You have to take care of yourself. You take care of yourself. You think positive thoughts. Don't be thinking negative things that your child would say out loud, or if you said out loud. If you said it out loud, what would people think? Good or bad things? Be good to yourself. Okay. Moving right along, trying to keep it under 8 minutes. Okay. Number 3. What would happen? Okay. What would happen? How would you feel when you reach this goal? What would happen when you reach this goal? How would you feel? Okay. So later on, some other people are going to talk about feelings and visualizing and embodying that. But when you journal tonight, when you ask yourself these questions, what would happen? How would I feel if and when I reach my goal? Okay. I need you guys to listen to what I say and take care of yourself and focus on yourself for at least 30 minutes a day, doing personal development of some kind. Okay. And Sherry will talk about like different kinds, like reading books and different things. But that is what I have. And Lene is going to share her little part.
Thank you, Shelby. My name is Lene, not Lynn, not Linny, not Liney. Lene. I love these gals, and I'm so thankful that we all met through Basics, our personal development program. And what started out as we all wanted the same t-shirt has morphed into the most beautiful of friendships ever. Like, seriously, it's incredible. The oil I'm using tonight is Magnify Your Purpose. And this has been really instrumental over the last year as I have grown into what I now see as my purpose. I have been on a health journey. A lot of you have seen that. I have gotten rid of, I did not lose. So this is one thing I'm going to tell you. Don't lose weight. Don't. Because what happens when you lose something? Anything. You move hell and high water to look for it and find it again. So don't lose weight. Transmute it. Get rid of it. Shed it. Whatever it is. And now, because of the journey I've been on, and then, yes, I am proud of these arms, okay? And because of that, I now realize part of my purpose is helping pull others through that fire that I went through. So, love this oil. It's been so good for my journey. So, as far as my fitness journey, I'll touch on that a little bit. And then I want to go into something else that's been a huge passion of mine today. And if you saw my stories on Facebook and Instagram, then you're going to get double duty of that discussion. Okay. But one of the biggest things for me on my journey was I got so vivid in my mind the body that I desired. And I started seeing myself as already having attained that body. And I just kept focusing on that image, and that allowed me to do the activities that moved me in the direction of that image that I saw. Made a huge, huge difference. I did not lose weight. I did not do it for any other reason other than to have a healthy body. Health was my goal, not a certain number, not anything other than I desired a healthy body because of family history. So get that picture so vivid in your mind. If when you journal tonight, like Shelby encourages you to do, and if fitness or health is part of your goal, then get that picture in your mind and fixate on it like you wouldn't believe. Like just go all out on that image. But throughout this winter, I actually backtracked a little bit in that goal because of the stress. My husband was dealing with insomnia, with depression, and it altered like our whole family. It was made a huge impact. And then we actually sold our home, and it had, and that was a really challenging thing because we found out after we sold the home that they were going to be tearing it down. We poured so much into this home in remodeling it. My husband made my dream kitchen, and I could have taken all of that information and put it on the side of fear and just woven myself even further into a pit that would have taken me nowhere but into a deep, deep depression. So what I want you to hear tonight is that all the information that you receive in life is neutral. Okay? It's neither positive or negative. All information that you receive is neutral. When you receive that information, you have a split second, even shorter, to decide whether you're going to put it on the side of fear, which leads to more fear, more discouragement, misery, and often death, or are you going to put that information on the side of faith, which leads to positivity and vibrancy of life and the actual ability to think and come up with a solution to the information that you received. If you put things on the side of fear, all you're doing is you're like, oh, I'm so scared, I don't know what to do. You actually tell yourself you don't know what to do. So guess what? You're not going to know what to do. And you're just going to go like crazy. Oh, there's all this stuff going on, and oh, how do I handle it? I don't know. And oh my goodness, what am I going to do? Am I going to be able to see my friend? You know, the list could go on and on and on. And where do you think in that? Like, is thought actually happening, or are you just continually going down that spiral to the black hole of nothingness? And what's down there? That's just darkness and negativity. And that does no one any good except weigh you down. Or you put it on the side of faith. That information that you receive, it may not be pleasant. You might not like it. But putting it on the side of faith, knowing that, hey, okay, it's good I know this. Let's see what I can do to figure it out. Okay, they're going to tear down our house. Okay, I don't like that. It really bothers me. We poured everything into this house and they're just ripping it apart. How rude. You know, that, okay, but guess what? They said we can take anything we want to out of the house. All right, so let's sell some stuff. We got a good price for the house. Now we get to sell what's inside it. So we made some money. Fantastic. Great. And then we can move on. Okay, so there is an ability to when you get the information that is neutral, remember that the information you receive is neutral. There, you have the ability, when you put it on the side of faith, to make a choice, to think through what the possible solutions might be. Because I am a Bible believing woman, Romans 12:2 says, "Do not be conformed to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." So it's even commanded that we work on our mindset, that we're constantly, so the renewing, it's an active word. So it's never ending. It's not like renew, like one and done. It's a constant thing. So I'm constantly working on my mindset with the information that I received. And especially in regards to my health, I received information after the winter. I did not eat as well. My lab numbers weren't good. I could have put that on the side of fear and been like, oh my goodness, what's going to happen to me? Am I going to be okay? Or put it on the side of faith. Okay, I have this information. Now I need to know, I need to get my eating back in check. I need to stay away from the grains. So no kettle corn for me. And I need to stay away from sugar. Okay, so no corn, no sugar, give that up. And the doctor put me on something that's going to help bring my numbers back in order for now. So it's okay. Life happens like that. But I am in a much better place now after going through this mindset work, working with these women, and being able to see, okay, I have this information. Let's think through this and not get all like, ugh. So just remember, are you going to put the neutral information you receive on the side of fear or on the side of faith? It's your choice. You get to decide. And I'm going to pass the torch to Susie.
Hello. Good morning. That seems to be my thing. I don't know. No matter when I get on, it's morning. Good morning. Buenas tardes. Let's do that one. Good afternoon. I'm Susie. I'm in Arizona. It's not storming yet, but hopefully tonight it will be. I'm going to talk to you guys tonight about perspective and visualization in a little bit different way than what was previously mentioned. Okay, so I'm going to start with Sacred Mountain because this is kind of my jam. Because when I use Sacred Mountain, I have Sacred Mountain and NLBS diffusing, and I don't know what it is about those two, but it makes me feel like I'm being hugged. It makes me feel protected. It makes me feel strong, empowered, and that's who I need to be, telling you what I'm going to tell you. Because what you're going to pick up is going to be from my story. And the visualization, the perspective shift is all the stuff that I went through. I'm going to really try and stick to time as much as possible. So I'm going to set my timer. But I want to talk to you, personal development for me, same. When I graduated college, that was done with my learning. Like, what do you need to learn, right? There's nothing more. Like, you're done. No. My maid of honor, who's now my sister-in-law, she took me to go see Gabby Bernstein. She did a book signing in 2016, and it was when the Packers were playing, which was huge. And she told me that. She goes, Susie, if you don't want to go, I completely understand, because she knows I'm a Packer fan for life, right? Do not bother me when the game's on. This happened during the game. I was like, God is telling me something, right? And that's exactly what I needed. In 2017, I started my faith walk. I did the 21 days of prayer when Monique McLean did it, and started my faith walk. So the ball was rolling. And then in 2018 is when I started Basics and started on my mindset. I would say really working on my mindset. Up to that point, I was just like, I'd start a book, put it down, whatever. I didn't have a way. I didn't have a path. But also during this time, I'm going to tell you what happened. In 2017, my son graduated high school, And we went to Cabo. We took him to Cabo. We said, "Do you want a party or do you want a trip?" He said, I want a trip." So we took him to Cabo. The family went. My mom went. She's here. Hi, Mom. My mom went. Chris's siblings went. Like, it was a fun trip. But one thing that stood out to me, I was degenerating. I have degenerating joints. And up to this point, walking was difficult, let alone walking on uneven surfaces. So Chris, this man that I love and decided to spend my life with, wanted to go down to the water. And it was there was sand, and then there was like a degradation. So there was like a hill going down to the water. So he goes, "Do you want to go?" And I was like, "Yeah, but I'm not going to make it. Like, you're going to be picking me up. You're going to be carrying me. There's no way I'm going to make it." So he took my mom, and I sat there and I watched those two walk to the water. And it was at that point I made the decision to move forward with my knee, because I had already told myself at 45 years old, I didn't need to walk stairs anymore. I was completely fine at 235 pounds. I was completely fine not having to use a curb. I would always find the little ramp so that I didn't have to step up on the curb. Like, I was good. I already told myself I was fine. When I saw my mom walk with my future husband down to the water, that was my last straw. I said, okay. Then insurance said, "No, you're not ready for it yet. We're going to have you have 2 more surgeries." And one of those surgeries actually took the rest of my cartilage that I had in that knee. So, and there wasn't a lot left anyway, so it was fine. But same time, so in 2017, I had 2 surgeries I had 1 surgery, and then 2018, I had another to repair my ACL in that knee, this is all a joke. It really is. Around the same time, my mom's hip was degenerating. She went to an orthosurgeon. I went with her to the appointments. This guy was a gem. Like, I would have put my life in his hands, and I did. She had her hip replaced, and I said, "You know what? I'm going to go to see him and see what he says about my knee." And sure enough, my mom's hip was replaced in October, and my knee was replaced the following April of 2019. But pain is a very interesting thing, because pain will change you up here. Pain will get to you. You have to have a strong mind to get through those surgeries. My knee was the hardest thing that I've done. Like, I thought it was quitting smoking. It wasn't. Like, my knee surgery, that recovery was the hardest thing that I had done, because I knew all the things. I knew what I should not have been saying. I knew what should not have been coming out of my mouth. But you get into a point where you're just like, so you know what I did? I stopped myself, and I was like, I prayed, I did everything. And I remember I had 2 hours before I could take another dose of pain medicine. And it was so bad. Like, the pain was so bad. I just cried, because there was nothing left. What are you going to do? You're not going to yell about it. You know what you've done, right? But that is when I started shifting, because now I'm like, okay, hold on a second. My pain up to the point that I had my replacement was degenerative pain. This one I started looking at as a healing pain. Every time my knee hurt, every time I was asked, "How are you feeling? How's your knee?" And I said, "It's healing. It's healing." Now, I didn't say it was good. I didn't say it was bad. I said it was healing, because that's what it was doing. And it sucked. Some of it sucked. Some of it really sucked. But you know what? I couldn't afford to go down the self-pity tunnel, because the minute you do that, the enemy gets to you. And that, oh my gosh, it's the worst possible. So all through my recovery, I looked at it as a healing pain. And that helped me a lot with physical therapy. I remember at my month appointment when he took the staples out, and he blessed me and said, "Go on with your life. You're good. You're golden. I'll see you in a year. We'll do an x-ray." I was like, Okay, hold on a second. Hold on one second, because this is not healed. Like there's a lot of significant stuff still happening. And he said, that's all right. You're in PT. And I said, how long do I get PT for? And he said, this is why I did your surgery at 45. He did my, was I 45? I'm going to be 40. I don't know. 46 maybe. I don't know. He said at 46, there's nobody's going to touch you. He said, I touched you because you were desperate. And I could see it in your eyes, but I also knew that you were positive. Like you were going to take your recovery very positively. You said, how many more PT appointments do I get? Instead of how many of these do I still have to go to? It sounds different, right? He told me a month into it, that's when I had my appointment. He told me I was at 120 degrees range of motion. And he said, that's good enough. You're never going to need more than that to walk or to bend over or to do anything. That's good enough. And I said, no, it's not. Because at 120 degrees on my range of motion, I'm not squatting. I want to squat down like I used to and get a pan out of my bottom kitchen cabinet. I want to squat down, period. I want to squat as low as I can go and be able to get back up. Because now I'm actually losing weight and my legs are strong, right? I'm sorry. Anyway, shifting all of this around, change your perspective on things. You don't have to go to work. You get a choice. This is going back to what Lene was talking about. You have a choice. Everything coming at you is neutral. You don't have to do one thing. You don't have to do anything. Think about it. Tomorrow, when your alarm goes off and you're getting ready for work, do you have to go to work? Or are you making the choice to go to work? Because you're trading something for something, right? Start thinking about it in terms of you get to go to work. Get to means you're grateful for it. You have shifted your attitude. You have shifted your perspective on it. And that's what I'm asking. When I visualized my future self walking, see, I had the visual of my mom walking Chris. I had a vision of my future. I wanted a beautiful wedding. I wanted to be able to walk at my wedding. I wanted to be able to wear heels again. I hadn't worn heels for so long. I wanted to be, to me, heels are sexy. When you want to dress up, you want to look as sexy as possible. I wanted to wear heels for my wedding. And that is the image that I kept in my mind every day after I was rehabbed and I started working out. Because when I bought my dress, you guys, it was like a busted can of muffins. Like the whole back of it, like I had so much coming out the back of it. I was like, man, I kept that in my mind. I was like, that is what I'm going to look at unless I get to these weights over here. Like you have to have a clear image with your goal. Like, okay, it's great. You want to transmute weight, right? You want to release it. You want to get rid of it. You want to shed it. You want to do that. You think about it. You have to have a plan for everything. That means you have to start meal prepping. That means you have to start meal planning what you're going to eat, planning how you're going to work out. That's how you become successful doing that. And it's the same everywhere that you go. Every goal that you have is the same. You have to have a vision of what you want. So when we had our wedding June 19th, and it was pretty awesome. I want to share a picture with you because it's a picture that you won't believe. But when my son grabbed this picture, I was like, there it is. And I got really emotional when I saw it because everything came true the way I imagined it in my mind. Everything. I'll show you. I'm going to share my screen with you. Well, hold on. I need to get off here. Okay, are you ready? I'm so excited about this. Okay, so those are 3-inch heels. And we had to run up these stairs because we went down to take pictures where the trees were and stuff. And we had to run up these stairs. And I was like, Chris is like, are you sure? Are you going to make it? And I was like, hell yeah, I'm going to make it. And I hiked that dress up and I ran up those stairs. And it was the most freeing moment of my life because I was able to do exactly what I envisioned myself doing. And that is the power of changing your perspective, changing your language, and getting a good visual of what you want in your life. So I'm gonna pass this off now. Sorry. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Okay, Sherry Hester.
Okay.
She has her Kleenex. She's fine.
Okay. I have my Kleenex. I was forewarned. And so guys, this is, I don't know what else I can say. I do have something to say. Of course, I have something to say. Let me put my alarm on. But what you've heard tonight, all of these stories, I mean, do you hear the through line? And what I want to share with you is, so it's so much more what these girls have done. Oh, hi, I'm Sherry Hester. Sorry. Hi, hi, hi. She just got me all worked up. And I chose the oil Envision to put on me tonight before I shared with you. I'll put a little more on. I need a little calming down, because Envision always helps me rise to higher levels and gives me bigger thoughts and helps me to dream big, right? But what I want to share with you is the things that these girls have done, these women have done. It's not been by accident, right? It's been very intentional. And like Shelby said, I was a positive Patty too, right? I've always been a positive Patty. Like I've been like, I'll do the affirmations. I love you. I'll say, oh, I'm so great. I love myself every day. And that's great. I mean, that is part of it. That is important. And there's more. We can't rise to our highest self just by saying words, right? There's more to it. There's a connection. And you've heard it all tonight. There's a connection. Ooh, okay. It's the heart. It's the feeling. It's Susie seeing herself in those 3-inch heels at her wedding and feeling what it would feel like, to squat again, right? It's feeling it. It's not just saying, I'm going to wear 3-inch heels at my wedding. I'm going to squat again. That's lovely. But until we actually make that connection, and let me tell you a little secret. You might think I have a leg up on you, but I'm telling you I don't, because what I'm going to tell you is it's called the actor's technique. And I want to share with you that I'm an actor. So that is my profession. That was my profession for many, many years. I don't have a leg up on you at all. As actually, it's very challenging for me to do it in my personal life. It's easy on stage, but not so much in personal life. But what I'm saying is, you have to put yourself out there and see yourself as someone other than you are right now. If you say, like, I can wake up every morning and say, I'm going to, I'm going to be a Royal Crown Diamond in Young Living, right? I'm going to be a Royal Crown Diamond in Young Living. And that's my goal, right? I'm shooting for that goal. But if I don't give it thought, if I don't start saying, okay, what is Sherry? What does that look like when Sherry's that Royal Crown Diamond? Like, what am I feeling? Who's around me? Like Shelby led us on that journey to think about your goals and your stuff. I really encourage you all to do that. So really think about putting yourself, act as if that your future self, you're looking at your future self and you're feeling what that future self feels like. You are that person. Don't be you. Don't be you right now, because guess what? You've got limitations right now. You're not there yet. And that's okay, Because as you grow into your future self, things open up to you. You attract more things. It is the mindset. You change, you evolve. So, yeah. Whew. Okay. Um, so, oh, and so how do we do this? So I wanted to share just nuts and bolts because I've been there where I wake up in the morning and we all, as everyone has mentioned here, we all have been coaching. We all have been doing personal development, right? And yet we all, I think everyone here would say we all wake up some mornings and we go, crap, I feel horrible. Where's the frequency? How can I get up there? I just woke up on the wrong side of the bed. I have this to do today. I don't feel like yeah, we do this. We all do this. So how do we rise? How do we change our mindset when we get like that? Well, one thing that I feel very strongly about is we have to, it's work. It's work. This doesn't come naturally and it doesn't come easily. It's simple, but it's not easy, right? Because our go-to is comfort. Our go-to is staying the same because we know the same. We know what it feels like, right? So no. So we have to work at it. It has to be a conscious choice, a definitive choice every single day. So when we wake up feeling that way, we acknowledge it, right? Don't shove down, don't hide feelings, heavenly days. No, we know what happens then, right? No, we acknowledge it, we allow it, and then we make a new choice. We say, okay. And remember, we're going to talk about conscious language and some other things, and a lot of the girls have already mentioned that, how important it is. But when you say those words, I am, friends, those are powerful words. Make sure what follows that is what you want to happen. And it's some positive words. When I was so accustomed to saying things like, I am tired. I am sick, right? I am sad. Well, okay, let's choose different words. Let's not ignore what's going on, but let's choose different words, right? I am so excited and grateful that I have the energy that I need to get through this day. I am so happy that I am alive. I am walking. I am healthy. And my body knows just what to do to get me to my highest level, right? Be aware. It's all in thinking. And then again, feel it. What does it feel like? What does it feel like to be your highest self, right? The feeling is super, uber important. The daily work is so important. So what is the daily work? What do we do? Well, I've got to tell you, for me, Sherry, because I am a little bit, hyper and energetic, the first thing I do in the morning is meditate because that calms me down. Of course, I get out my oils, get out my frankincense, I get out all those lovely oils that help me get there. But I think it's so important to get a clean slate. Like I said, we're pushing the envelope here. We don't want to go for normal. We don't want to go for comfort. So we've got to get to that neutral place so that we can rise above it. We certainly don't want to be below, right? So anything like that, meditation, prayer, um, and all of the stuff, the personal development stuff. Listen to positive things. Surround yourself with positivity. The podcasts, the audios, the YouTube videos. Get yourself a coach. Get yourself a group of amazing women who will hold you accountable and will move you up the realms when you are down, who will get you where you want to go because they see your vision and they know who you were created to be. And that's what you need to have surrounding you. So audit your circles, get those positive people around you, stay up. And that's how you can come out of the funk, right? And I just want to bring it back to how Tammy started, because I just think it's so beautiful that the way that we all came together, the reason we are here tonight with you guys is because we all wanted the same thing. We all wanted to rise. We all wanted to be our best self, the self that we were created to be. We were created for greatness, not just to get by. So let's rise. So we all decided to invest in ourselves. And we took this coaching program with Melissa Pepping called Basics. And we all met there. And like Lene said, it was hysterical. We really all ended up together because we wanted a t-shirt. But look, and now we have been together for, I think, over a year, at least a year. Most of us have never met each other in person. And yet we talk to each other daily, sometimes hourly. and and it's so important to have people like that in your life, you guys. So um, what we want to offer you is we want you to come here, right? Come be a part of the YL Unstoppable group. We have got lots of stuff we want to share with you, lots of great goodies, lots of stuff to educate you, and just know that we see you as your highest self. There's my alarm. Okay, stop. It won't be quiet. Okay. Um, so, so with that, um, we are here for you. We would love to hear from you right now. If you have any questions you want to ask, if there's any stories you want to share about you rising to your highest self that you could share with us, how you elevate your mindset. We'd love to hear that as well. So go for it. Unmute yourself if you want to say anything.
Can I just say, if you could see me, hands would be at my head, going outwards, mind blown. So much information from you guys today. Thank you so very, very much. I do appreciate all the words of wisdom that you've given us. So
Thank you, Janet. Thanks for coming.
Oh, you're welcome. Even though you're inviting me, I'm on another mastermind group and I just posted a question. Is it okay to be on more than one? Because the mastermind group that I'm in, I really like too. I mean, we're getting to be pretty close as well. So
Right. Well, so we are like the five of us are a mastermind group, and then from that group we share, like, this is where we come to share what we get, right? So because we all know we can't get without giving, right? We give, we serve, and this is how we choose to serve. So it's fabulous that you found your own mastermind group, Janet. That's excellent. And some people won't have that, and that's okay too. But I think we're using that as an example to just show that it's so important who you surround yourself with, and that you have people that will root you on and be your cheerleader forever and ever.
Janet, I was in probably no fewer than 3 other mastermind groups, and sometimes the energy of the group just doesn't match where you're going or what you want out of it. I think if you go into the group with like a purpose, like this is what I need from this group, and you show up and you contribute to the group, I think you'll find your fit. You'll know when that group is right. And if you have a couple of different projects going on, maybe you need a couple of different, maybe that would be a reason to have a couple different mastermind groups if you have different focuses.
Gotcha. That helps. Thank you.
We are going to be doing mindset classes every single month because we feel like that's what sets us apart. It's so important to all of us. So we are going to be doing we're going to be focusing on different things. So we would love to hear from you guys as to if there's something that you'd love to learn about, if there's a specific part of mindset that you're interested in. We do plan on talking about conscious language some more, about paradigms. And we have a lot of things in store for you, but we would love to hear from you and love to, adapt to whatever you guys need.
I would love to learn more about the conscious language. I've started doing affirmations, writing I am statements, and I always put something positive after that. But also when someone asks, how are you doing? I say, oh, I'm tired. That never occurred to me that that is not what I should be saying. So I would
You know
love to
what?
learn more about that.
I have
Angie,
a quick fix.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
quick fix for that. Because that is not who you are. Right?
Right.
You feel tired.
Yep.
So and I'm even teaching my children, I correct them, and then my son who's 9.5, he's like, oh, I feel. Because it's true. That's how you feel. And there are days, yesterday, I felt tired. I did. But it's not who I am at the core.
Right.
So I am, like was shared, extremely powerful. So make that as positive as possible. And when it's not positive, say, I feel.
And the crazy part about this, I'll just say the crazy part about it is I stop myself a lot because here's the power in this. This is what you have to understand. Think of it as the ocean. You throw something in the ocean, it goes out, it comes back, right? So you send something negative out, it's coming back. It's coming back. So, and it can be anything. It can be anything. Like yesterday, I had a moment, right? I actually wrote it in my wedding vows that I promise that I will respond and not react. Yesterday I reacted and I was like, because when I react, I'm not thinking. When I respond, I've taken a second and I've turned it to what I'm feeling, to what I want to come out, not what just came out. I reacted. You said something that made me mad and I reacted to it. No. It might have been that I didn't understand what you said. So it really is being very conscious of what's coming out of your mouth. And don't fault yourself at all, because it's just awareness. I don't know how many times, even today, I was like, well, I shouldn't have said that. But I'm becoming more aware of what's coming out of my mouth, because it's so important when you think of what's coming out of your mouth as energy. Mm-hmm. You're either putting in positive that's going to attract positive, or you're putting out negative that's going to attract negative. It's crazy. It's crazy. But yes, conscious language for sure.
And this is a wonderful book, Angie. If you have not gotten it, we will probably be using this book for another class by Robert Tennyson Stevens. It's amazing. I mean, he says stuff in here that I'm like, say what? I mean, like really making you very aware of the words you use and how powerful our words are. It's really interesting.
It's very interesting. I'll share, whenever I truly realized, because like you were saying, you write down in the affirmations, I am this, I am that. We can write it down, we can say it, like Sherry, we got to believe it and stuff. I actually went as far as, oh, you can't see it on here. I got a tattoo on my wrist that says I am, and that's it. Just I am. And so it's a conversational piece, and it's a constant reminder of I am whatever I say I am. Whatever I think I am is what I am. Right. And so it's just a constant reminder. I mean, I'm not telling you guys to go get a tattoo, but I'm just saying, like, the impact of truly, I know we all can match. We can all match and be besties. But
okay, t-shirts as far as I go.
And then when people ask me, they're like, I am. They're like, what does that mean? And then it's a conversational piece to be the change, right? The ripple effect, because by me telling someone else, and we only know what we know, right? And now it's our responsibility to take what we know and share it with the world, and to not correct people, but just to say, like Tammy said in the thread, when people say, oh, it can only get worse. or I wonder how worse it can get. No, 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 no. Cancel, cancel, delete, delete. And I say that all the time out loud. I'll catch myself like all these ladies, we're not perfect. This is a forever journey. We catch ourselves and, I am tired. Oh, cancel, cancel, delete. I am so happy and grateful. And then you replace it, right? We're on this journey forever. Forever.
Oh, I love that, Kristen. Yes. When asked, how are you? She responds, I'm alive. Yeah. Yeah. That's beautiful. Definitely a strong I am statement. Does anyone else have any questions or thoughts? I just wanted to let you guys know. I mean, feel free to jump in, but I wanted to make sure to let you know of our next classes. So next Tuesday night, same bat channel, same time, everything, we're going to be doing happy hormones. So get ready, because I think we all have dealt with that in some fashion. So we're going to be excited to share with you some tips and tricks and things that we've learned along the way, and look forward to learning from you as well. Right? It's all learning from each other. And then in the month of August, we're really, really excited to be doing, we're going to take a journey, a 30-day journey with Gary's Great Day Protocol. So hopefully if you have it, that's great. If you don't, try to get it, because we're going to be just coming in daily into the group, into our YL Unstoppables group, with daily affirmations and ways to use the oils, and to honor Gary and his legacy and the reason that he created these amazing oils and the reason he put them all together. So we're excited about that happening in August. And then the first Tuesday in August, we're going to be doing a back to school type class. And then every third Tuesday in the month is when we're going to do our mindsets. So just write Tuesday nights down in your calendar, right? Just write it down and then pop into our Facebook group to just double check the class description, but we'll be here for you every Tuesday night. Oh, and I did want to just tell you about another thing that that I'm involved in, and the rest of the girls are doing this too. Ed Daly, who some of you may know if you're in Young Living, he's a global educator for Young Living, and he's the director of holistic development for Young Living. And we are so grateful that he is coming to train us, and he has done one series already, and he's doing another one in the month of July. And this coming Thursday, he's going to be talking about cellular transport. And I was like, good. Ed, what's that? I don't know what you're talking about. So from Ed's mouth, he says, well, when you leave, you're going to understand like the cells transport, right? And you're going to understand wait, I wrote it down, the cardiovascular and the lymphatic system and how they work together and how to keep them healthy using our wonderful Young Living products, as well as our lifestyle, how our lifestyle can affect the health of these things. So I invite you, I will post that information in the YL Unstoppables as well. So please feel free to come. That's at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this Thursday. So it's a little earlier than our classes. Anybody else have any?
I have one more thing. Did you guys want to go through and just write out in the chat or whatever if you are tied and love a mindset kind of podcast or person that you follow on social media or YouTube? If you subscribe, there's a bunch of them out there. If there's one that you feel very drawn to, go ahead and type it out or unmute yourself and let us know, because I am always looking for new inspiration. I have a million of them really, but I'm stuck right now with Jesse Lee Ward and Brian Buffini. those are my jams. And Jesse Lee Ward is a network marketing professional with Prove It. And Brian Buffini is a real estate guru who started his own coaching business. So those are my 2 suggestions, but I'm open to whatever you guys are listening to every day.
You know who pleasantly surprised me was Matthew McConaughey.
Oh,
I did
yes.
not, I never would have thought that he was the mindset guru, because I've seen him in all these movies, and I actually got his book Greenlight on audiobooks, and then started like looking for other things because I loved his message so much.
A lot of us here love Bob Proctor too. Bob Proctor is very inspirational. We love him.
And we study Napoleon Hill.
Napoleon Hill, yes. Absolutely. And
And
Troward.
Earl Nightingale. And Brian Buffini just posted a podcast today on Earl Nightingale. Go ahead, Tammy.
She's smelling her book. All right. Well,
I
yeah.
was going to say one more thing. It reminded me when Tammy showed the book. To study the books, not just read it, because I will tell you that is the book. I was in this group and they said, hey, we're going to do mindset. We're going to read Think and Grow Rich. It was over my head. I read it just like a regular book. I did not like dissect it or really think like what is trying to happen. I left the group. Like, I think I read maybe the first chapter and I was like, peace out, Girl Scout. And then when I got with Melissa and she's like, we're going to do Think and Grow Rich. And I'm like, oh my gosh, everyone raves about this book. Why can I not get it? And it's because I was just reading it regular. It's not meant like that, you guys. It's meant to dissect it, maybe get in a group and read a paragraph by paragraph, to really take in the underlying message, right? It's a study.
Yeah, make
All right.
sure and join us on our if you are on Facebook, we have a page, YL Unstoppables. Type that in the search bar, you'll find us, and we'll have more stuff in there. We'll do the Great Day Protocol on there, and we'll always announce our classes there. So invite people you think would benefit from our group, and yeah, we would love to get the word out. This is for everybody, not exclusive at all. This is team everybody.
Guys, thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure sharing time and space with everyone. And I hope to see you. Well, I hope to see you Thursday night and then again next Tuesday. All right. Have a blessed evening, everyone.